Hello friends. Welcome to my channel USA Time N24. Here you will get all the latest gossip updates. So don't delay. Subscribe to the channel now. The reality Alum and podcast host showed off a carousel of sexy selfies after undergoing multiple cosmetic procedures. By Kailyn Schultz. Kailyn Lowry shared a series of sexy, body-bearing selfies after undergoing a series of surgeries. Calling them my favorite support systems. The podcaster, she and friend Lindsay Crisley co-host Coffee Convos, posted lingerie and sports bra sets from Amazon and Kim Kardashian Schemes line to her Instagram on October 29th. The teen mom to Alum, 33, shared in December 2024 that she'd undergone breast reduction surgery, and a few months afterwards, in February, posted that she'd had a tummy tuck. She then underwent surgery in August to remove her double chin, saying she wanted a snatched jawline. She's also talked about wanting to get Botox, but was waiting until after getting my neck chopped off. The mom of 7, she shares son Isaac Elliott, 15, with high school boyfriend Joe Rivera, son Lincoln Marshall, 11, with ex-husband Javi Marroquin, son Lux Russell, 8, and son Creed Romello, 5, with ex Chris Lopez, and son Rio, 2, and twins Verse and Valley, 2, with ex Elijah Scott. Previously shared she worries her children will also struggle with body dysmorphia. As Lowry posted in a tearful video following her breast reduction, "I just pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be skinny," she said. "I think a little nip and tuck in terms of a nose job or a boob job is okay," she said. "But to go through this to be skinny is mental illness, truly. And I say that with the most respect to anyone going through it." Teen mom to Alum Kailyn Lowry recently visited her estranged father, Raymond, in a hospice care facility amid his battle with stage 4 chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. "I went in there angry, and not really open-minded, just more so because everyone told me I would regret it and I had all these conflicting feelings," Lowry, 33, said on the Tuesday, September 23rd, episode of her Karma and Chaos podcast. "I pulled into the driveway saying, 'My dad can kiss my ass and I'm gonna tell him how I feel.' From the time I got out of the car and walked to the front door, I was already crying." Lowry, who revealed on a July episode of her podcast that Raymond was on hospice amid his COPD battle, was overcome with emotion after they spoke from his bedside. "He let me ask every question I had. These were my notes, and I literally titled it Deathbed Questions," Lowry said, holding up a list she brought with her. At the end of it he asked, "Do you have any more questions?" He was having a good day. He did have his oxygen on, and you could tell he was getting pretty winded for the longer answers. She continued, "I also filmed everything from my point of view, so you can hear him but you can't see him, which I think that will be good. I think that this could help somebody." Lowry further revealed that Raymond answered an array of questions about her upbringing and their fractured relationship. Lowry was primarily raised by a single mother, Susie Irwin, but moved out when she got pregnant at the age of 16. "I did find out when my mom shut off my cell phone to go to Texas when I was 17. If it wasn't for the film crew, I don't know how I would have gotten from Philadelphia airport," she recalled. "My mom actually called my dad. My whole life," my mom said. "I don't know where he is." My mom had his phone number the whole time, and was in contact with him the whole time. She called him while I was there and said, 'So what do you think?'" Lowry also learned that Raymond, who was absent from her childhood, did attend every single court date regarding custody arrangements. "He went for the first 2 years, and then he got a final order that said he had to stay away from me," she said. "I didn't know that. I didn't know that he got a court order to stay away. At that point, what could he do? He said he tried calling my grandparents. I can't remember if he said they hung up or wouldn't give him any information. When I left, he was like, 'You still look mad,' she said. I was like, 'No, it's just a lot. I essentially spent 30 years of my life being so angry and so mad, and it's not going to go away overnight. I have no regrets. And there are no questions I wish I asked that I didn't ask. There was no answer that I wasn't satisfied with. I feel lighter, I feel more at peace, I feel forgiveness for him. I think all my anger was very misplaced, and he did what he could with what he had, but he didn't have a whole lot. My dad was by himself, and he was trying." Lowry added, I'm so grateful that I was able to go, my sister was able to go, and our aunt was able to coordinate the visit. I have no regrets at all, and I hope to go and visit him one more time before he dies. I really do. Lowry is now a mother of 7 children. She shares son Elliot, 15, with Joe Rivera, son Lincoln, 11, with Javi Marroquin, as well as sons Lux, 8, and Creed, 5, with Chris Lopez. The podcast host later welcomed son Rio in 2022 with Elijah Scott and twins Verse and Valley in 2024. Teen mom Alum Kailyn Lowry clapped back at social media critics who mentioned her having help raising her 7 kids. If you guys could just stop discrediting what I do, that would be fantastic. Kailyn Lowry isn't letting anyone tell her she's a bad mom. Indeed, the teen mom Alum, who shares twins Verse and Valley, 21 months, and Rio, 2, with Elijah Scott, Creed, 4, and Lux, 7, with ex-Chris Lopez, and Elliot, 15, with ex-Joe Rivera, defended her parenting abilities after one of her social media followers stated that she has help with the kids. "Y'all love to say that I don't raise my kids," Kailyn said in a September 7th TikTok video. "I have childcare, yes. I have help from 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. These are traditional working hours. A lot of people put their kids in daycare from 9 to 5, she continued. A lot of people have babysitters that they pay for. I do the same thing." The 33-year-old went on to emphasize that while she does occasionally rely on babysitters, she still spends plenty of time with her kids. "I do not have a live-in nanny," Kailyn clarified. "I do not have an around-the-clock nanny. I do not have around-the-clock help." She added, "After 4 o'clock, if I needed a babysitter, I would have to pay for that. If you guys could kindly stop discrediting what I do for my kids, that would be great." Acknowledging that she and her family are incredibly blessed to be able to afford in-home childcare, the reality star couldn't help but defend how much work she puts into giving her kids the best childhood possible. "I do have help, no matter which way you cut it," Kailyn noted. "But if you guys could just stop discrediting what I do, that would be fantastic. And I'm going to let this run for 1 minute," she quipped, referring to her TikTok. "Just so I can collect my coin. So I can pay for the childcare, thank you so much." After all, the MTV star has always done her best to support her kids, especially when her son Elliot came out as gay. "When you have kids, you have to choose to love them unconditionally because you cannot control who they love," Kailyn said during a June episode of her Barely Famous podcast. "You cannot control what their sexuality is. And for me, I never gave a fuck." Detailing her own experience dating men and women, Kailyn emphasized that Elliot should be able to explore his sexuality on his own without judgment. "If you came home and told me that you wanted to marry a woman? Cool," she told her son. "You tell me you want to marry a man? Cool. I don't give a fuck because, at the end of the day, that part does not affect me and my life. It only affects you, and who you love is who you love." Kailyn Lowry was just 17 when she and high school boyfriend Joe Rivera welcomed their eldest son, Isaac Elliot Rivera, on January 18, 2010. And though they split a year later, the exes have settled into a comfortable co-parenting arrangement. "We've come a long way since we were 18, Kailyn wrote on X after attending Joe and now wife V. Rivera's 2018 wedding. "I couldn't ask for a better stepmom. As for her oldest son, we have literally grown up together, but in some ways he's even more grown than I am," she wrote in an Instagram tribute on his 13th birthday. Describing the devoted Olivia Rodrigo fan, musician and basketball player as thoughtful, brilliant, funny and at times a smartass, the Delaware State grad praised his caring heart. "I think what really inspires me about him is the way he challenges social norms," she wrote. "Because he is curious and open-minded, he can form his own thoughts and opinions." Elliot, who announced his intentions to go by his middle name on his mom's Barely Famous podcast in June 2025, while also coming out as gay, accepts people for who they are and never how they're supposed to be, Kailyn wrote. "More people should be like him." Lincoln Marshall Marroquin joined the squad on November 16, 2013, roughly a year after the then star of Teen Mom 2 wed his father Javi Marroquin. Very much into sports, as Kailyn described the tween in a 2022 episode of her Barely Famous podcast, he spends a significant portion of his time bouncing between basketball and football games. He even had an NBA-themed bash for his 10th birthday, with a nod to his favorite player, Allen Iverson. No surprise, then, that he provided an assist when it came time to think up a name for his youngest brother. Verse came from Iverson, which is the name that Lincoln recommended, Kailyn revealed in a February 2024 TikTok. Obviously, it would be on his list because he's a huge basketball fan. And an all-star sibling. To know Lincoln is to love him, she wrote in a 2022 birthday tribute. Dedicated, smart, handsome, and the best brother out there. Football, wrestling, Rubik's Cubes, and Michael Jackson. These are a few of Lux Russell Lowry's favorite things. Kailyn's first child with ex-boyfriend Chris Lopez. Lux was born on August 5, 2017. Though she and Chris would continue their on and off romance for several years. Right now, we don't communicate at all, she revealed to E! News in 2020. I'm hoping that it will get better with time, but I don't have a big vision. I don't have anything negative to say. I hope for our kids that everything works itself out in whatever direction that may be. And whichever way Lux heads, he's getting there fast. Lux came into this world at lightning speed and has kept us on our toes every single day since, Kailyn wrote while celebrating his 6th birthday with a WWE-themed bash. I love this little Leo baby so much. Ahead of Creed Romello Lowry Lopez July 30th, 2020 arrival, Kailyn admitted to wrestling with a huge decision. I hid the pregnancy for so long just because I didn't know what I was going to do, if I was going to keep the baby or not, she explained to E! News shortly after his birth. That was really heavy for me, and I really was struggling during that time. Though her relationship with Creed's dad Chris was notably rocky, one glance at his ultrasound sealed her decision. Much like his older siblings, all 3 of them have asked to hold the baby and they're super loving on him, Kailyn told E! The podcaster was smitten from day one. Creed. Romello. Mello. Romy. Rome. Biggie. Biggs, she wrote on his 3rd birthday, a joint WWE fate with Lux. No words could accurately describe my love for this little firecracker, so I'll save the sap for real life. I wanted to be able to tell my own story on my own terms, Kailyn explained to people of keeping news of her 5th son Rio private until well after his November 2022 birth. Though she acknowledged he had a little bit of a traumatic entrance into this world where he went to the NICU. Due to breathing issues and fluid in his lungs, he's been the best baby ever. First-time dad Elijah Scott deserves some props as well. It's been very different from my other partners and my kids' other dads, she said of her ex-fiancé. He pours concrete, he gets down and dirty at work. But he's also just a real family man. He's very much connected with his own family, with our family, and so he's been a really good partner to me, and I feel like it's a really good match. Which is perhaps why her first few months with Rio inspired her to keep the party going. Honestly, being a mom to 4 was harder than 5, but I think that was because my number 4 is so spicy, Kailyn revealed. Number 5 is fantastic. He's the world's greatest baby. If all my babies were like this, I'd have 10 more. Kailyn finally entered her girl mom era in late October 2023 with the arrival of Verse and Valley, her 2nd and 3rd children with Elijah. Valley, named for Kailyn's childhood growing up in Pennsylvania's Lehigh Valley, endured a longer NICU stay than her brother as she worked through some feeding issues. I had never seen a baby in my life not wake up to eat or show signs of hunger, Kailyn explained on a January 2024 episode of Barely Famous. She would just sleep through feedings. She never had any feeding cues, and when I tried to feed her, she wouldn't take a bottle. And though Kailyn continues to worry about the twins' bond after their extended separation, I'm trying to re-magnetize them to get them back to where they were. She's thrilled that her family is finally whole. I feel grateful, thankful, fulfilled, happy, complete, she noted. We're putting an addition on our house because of this. I feel so blessed. They are good babies. Kailyn Lowry is preparing for the loss of her estranged father, Raymond Lowry, revealing on a recent episode of her Karma and Chaos podcast that he's in hospice care due to stage 4 COPD. I know you're in the Dead Dads Club, Kailyn told her co-host, Becky Hayter. I will be joining that as well. Despite having little to no relationship with her father, the teen mom Alum admitted she felt conflicted about his condition. Obviously, I don't have a relationship with him and never did, but I feel like I didn't ever get the answers I have been looking for, she shared, adding that she only found out about his illness through her aunt. Kailyn revealed that in 2019, She reached out to Raymond with hopes of getting a DNA test. I sent him a message asking him to take a DNA test, and he told me he would. I sent him one, and he refused to take it, Kailyn said. According to Kailyn, she suspects the man she's known as her grandfather might not be biologically related. I believe Raymond's father is a different man, she said, noting she hopes to connect with that side of the family someday. I feel like you don't get to die without answering all my questions I have, she continued. I want to know why he left. I want to know why he didn't try harder. I want to know why he just gave up. I want to know why he didn't just give up on me but turned around and did the same thing to my sister. The reality star added, my sister never really had answers. I feel he owes us both explanations. I am mad at him. I want to know how someone walks through this earth and does the bare minimum to get by in life. Where is your head at? Despite the emotional turmoil, Kailyn said she plans to visit her father in Dallas, Texas, but has no plans to attend his funeral. Her relationship with Raymond was briefly explored on 16 and Pregnant, when she traveled to Dallas while pregnant with her first child, Isaac. Though she was initially excited to meet him, joking about his short stature when he picked her up at the airport, things took a turn once they got to know each other. She ultimately felt disappointed by his lack of effort and shared at the time that she felt they had little in common. Kailyn has also been estranged from her mother, Susie Irwin, for years. During her early days on MTV, she lived with her then-boyfriend Joe Rivera's family due to instability caused by Susie's substance abuse and toxic relationships. Though she considered reaching out to her mom about her dad's condition, it's unclear if she ultimately did. Kailyn, meanwhile, has started a family of her own, sharing son, Elliot, 14, with Joe Rivera, Lincoln, 11, with ex-husband Javi Marroquin, Lux, 7, and Creed, 4 with Chris Lope and Rio, 2, and twins Verse and Valley, 1, with ex-fiancé Elijah Scott. A scrapbook of saying goodbye to my double chin, the teen mom Alum shared on Instagram. By Catherine Santino. Kailyn Lowry is giving fans an update on her double chin removal surgery. On Sunday, August 24, the teen mom Alum, 33, shared an Instagram carousel documenting her latest cosmetic procedure. A scrapbook of saying goodbye to my double chin victory hand light skin tone, she captioned the post, which contained both photos and videos. In one clip, Lowry appears to be in a hospital bed. Rest in peace to my double chin, she says while showing one side of her face to the camera. In another video, the mom of 7 has markings drawn on her face in preparation for the surgery. Lowry also shared some snaps of her recovery, including some that showed her with bandages around her face and head, with some swelling and bruising visible. The former reality star has not yet revealed the specific procedure she had done, but discussed her surgery plans on the Tuesday, August 12 episode of her Coffee Convos podcast. Lowry told co-host Lindsay Crisley that she would be having work done on her neck in the coming weeks by Dr. Tina Ho in Philadelphia. I'm getting my neck chopped off in 2 weeks, so I'm sort of waiting to get Botox until after that, she explained, though she did not specify what exactly she was going under the knife for. She also said that a tattoo she has might move and become less visible as a result of the surgery. I'm really excited to have a snatched jawline, Lowry added. What's weird is, when I sit up straight, I don't really have a double chin, right? But it's the angles that I always have a double chin. Sometimes I have 3. Lowry said she initially requested her neck to be liposuctioned, but was told by the doctors that it was just skin that needed to be removed. Excess skin around the neck, she explained, can often be hereditary and not related to a person's weight. In the comments of her Instagram post, one user asked, "Serious question, but won't the double chin come back with weight gain? I guess, but what I did was fix a genetic problem with jowling and sagging skin. I didn't have lipo," Lowry replied. Lowry's procedure was possibly a platysmoplasty, which aims to eliminate excess and sagging skin around the neck, according to Cleveland Clinic. On her podcast, she shared that there's probably always a risk that I could need another one in 20 years. Hopefully in 20 years I'll be taking a dirt nap anyway, so, she jokingly added. Lowry has previously opened up about getting plastic surgery. In December 2024, she revealed that she underwent a breast reduction and a tummy tuck revision. The following month, she said she was healing well but struggling with her mental health due to the procedures. I pray that my kids never struggle with their body images enough to mutilate their bodies to be skinny, Lowry shared in an Instagram video. I think a little nip and tuck in terms of a nose job or a boob job is okay, but to go through this to be skinny is mental illness, truly. And I say that with the most respect to anyone going through it. Teen mom's Kailyn Lowry shared photos and videos documenting the surgery she underwent to address her double chin. Kailyn Lowry is in recovery mode. The teen mom Alum, who is mom to Elliot, 15, Lincoln, 11, Lux, 7, Creed, 4, Rio, 2, and twins Verse and Valley, 22 months, took fans inside her recent chin surgery by sharing photos and videos from the cosmetic procedure. A scrapbook of saying goodbye to my double chin, Kailyn captioned her August 24 Instagram carousel post. #KailanChos, #transformation in progress, #glowup. While the primary picture showed the reality star sleeping in bed with bandages completely covering her head, there were additional videos that showed her in the hospital ahead of the surgery, including one of a doctor drawing markings on her face. In one of the clips, the 33-year-old said, "Rest in peace to my double chin." She also shared a video of herself eating ice cream in bed as she told the camera, "This is day 1 post-op." Kailyn responded to some fan feedback in the comments section of her post, teasing that more details on the procedure were coming soon, and acknowledging that it's possible for her double chin to return. "Guess, but what I did was fix genetic problem with jowling and sagging skin," she said. "I didn't have lipo." When someone wrote that she looks the same as she did before, Kailyn clarified that she's still swollen, so the final look isn't immediately apparent. She also alluded to another body part that she has considered having altered. After a fan asked her to never touch your cute nose, she revealed that it's actually an insecurity of hers. "This nose gets me called Miss Piggy," Kailyn shared. "I really have to fight myself not to touch it." Her elective surgery comes after recently sharing that her son Rio, who she shares with ex-fiancé Elijah Scott, will need a procedure to remove a mysterious growth on his stomach.